In this tutorial, we're going to be working with Adobe Illustrator again, and we're going to be practicing opacity masks. This is a pretty simple procedure, but you're going to be playing with it more extensively after we finish it. So we're going to start with a new document as always, and this one is going to be opacity masks. And we're going to simply hit OK. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is start with a rectangle tool. We're going to make a big rectangle in the middle of the document, and we're going to select no stroke, but we are going to have a fill, and you can pick any old color you're going to want to fill it with. I'm going to pick brown. So the next thing you're going to do is create a new rectangle tool. We're just going to put it right over the top of that one. And right now you can see that it is a brown fill, but we're going to pick something more festive. How about an orangish pumpkin-y color? Okay, so we're at the second rectangle. Now what you're going to do is make a second exact same replica of that pumpkin colored rectangle, and you're going to make it by going Control C to copy. Typically we'll go Control V to paste, but if you do that you end up with a rectangle in a different location and it's hard to put back on top of it exactly. So we're going to simply go instead Shift Control V, which is paste in place directly on top of it. So we have two rectangles, and if you see here, we could just shift down and you can see there's another one there. Okay, so we have two rectangles on top of each other. Before we continue, we're going to lock the back one. We're going to select it with your direct selection tool, go to Object, Lock, and we're just going to lock that selection. And the shortcut for that is Control 2. Okay, we're up to number 6 on your instructions, and we're going to go back to those two pumpkin colored rectangles, and we're going to select both of them. Oops, I'm sorry. We're going to select one over the top, just the one on the top, not both of them. And we're going to go over to the gradient, and we're going to create a linear gradient. Now you can see that the gradient currently is at white and purple, but I want to change that to make sure it's white and black. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to put black right here on that top of that swatch, and you see it's added to it. And I'm going to take a white swatch and put it over the top of the purple. At this point, I can play with the slide just a little bit. What's going to happen with your opacity mask is that everything that is currently black is going to be see-through or transparent. So I'm playing with this just a little bit to add a little more black to it. Okay, now I'm going to click off of this, and just so that you can see that that pumpkin one is still underneath, now we're going to select both of those triangles together, and I just select both of them like that, and we're going to create an opacity mask. You do that by clicking on the Transparency tab, and over in the corner you'll see an arrow which will provide more menu options. I'm clicking and holding and making an opacity mask over the top, and now you can see how the brown has become what was black earlier is now brown because you can see right through it, and you can see how that creates a really cool effect. Now it's time for you to explore. As you're working with this, I'll be around to help you, but I want you to play with different kinds of shapes and use some things that you've worked on in the past to maybe enhance or add to some of these qualities. Don't be afraid to work with different kind of blending options as well. And that is simply your opacity masks. Thank you.